Good day, my scholars. This is my school channel and my name is Abiola. For this video lesson, you will be joining me to tackle the JAMB CBT past question for the subject Mathematics, the year 2008. Do not go anywhere, stay with us and we'll be right back. Welcome back to my school YouTube channel. Right there, you are going to join me to solve questions 34 to 49. So let's begin with question 34. Evaluate integral. We have 2,1, then 6x squared minus 2x dx. All right, this is for integration. It is super easy. Just follow the steps. Okay, so we have it right here. So at first, we have to integrate this, what we have right here. So when we integrate, so we have 6x squared, so that will be 6x 2 plus 1 over 2 plus 1. This is a simple rule for integration. Okay, minus, this is 2x 1 plus 1, because it's 1 raised to x raised to power 1 over 1 plus 1, right? So I have 6x 2 plus 1, that is 3. 2 plus 1, that is 3, right? Minus, rather, 2x, 1 plus 1, I have 2, over 1 plus 1, I have 2. Okay, so let's simplify. We have 3 here 1, 3 here 2, 2 here 1, 2 here 1. So at the end of the day, I should have 2x cubed minus x squared. Okay, so this is what we got when we integrated this. All right, so now what we just need to do is just to impute these values and subtract. Okay, very easy. So we'll say when, okay, no need of doing that, we'll just bring it together. Okay, so right here, we have 2x cubed minus x squared. Okay, so just open a bracket. I have 2. When x is 2, the 2 I have right here, right, minus, remember we are dealing when x is 2 raised to power 2 here. Okay, close your parentheses, then minus the other value replacing x, which is 1, right? So I have 2 into brackets 1, right, raised to power 3 minus 1 raised to power 2. Very easy. So 2 raised to power 3, that is 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2, 4 times 2, that is 8. Right, this is 8 times the 2 outside, that is 16. So right here I have 16 minus 2 raised to power 2, that is 2 times 2, that is 4. Okay, then I have minus 1 raised to power 3, that is 1 times 1 times 1, that is still 1. Okay, then I have minus 1 raised to power 2, that is 1 times 1, that is still 1. Okay, sorry, then I have 1 raised to power 3, that is 1 times 1 times 1, that is still 1, times the 2 I have here, that should be 2, not 1. So let's go back to this, okay? Alright, so we have 1 raised to power 2, that is 1 times 1, that is actually 1. Very well. So from the bracket here, 16 minus 4, that is 12, and I have this minus here. Okay, 2 minus 1, that is 1. So 12 minus 1, that is 11. So when we integrate that, we should have 11 as our final value. So let's go back to the screen together. Very well. We have option D, 11. So that's the right option. 35. Evaluate the integral. We have pi over 2 minus pi over 2. Then we have cos x dx. Okay, so what do we do? At first, we have to integrate this. So if you integrate cos x, you are going to have sin x. Okay, so if you differentiate cos x, you are going to have minus sin x. All right, but that's not what we are doing today's integration for this question. So I should have integration of cos x will give me sin x, right, plus c. Okay, right here I have the sine x. So anywhere I see x, what do? I put this value there. All right, so I have sine into brackets, right, pi over 2, isn't it, minus sine into brackets minus pi over 2. Remember, pi radian is equals to 180 degrees, isn't it? All right, so anyway I see pi, just put 180. So I have sine, right, 180 over 2, isn't it, minus sine minus 180 over 2. Okay, just step by step. So I have sine, this is 180 divided by 2, that is 90. So I have sine 90. Then I have this minus right here. Then I have 2 here 1, 2 here 90. So I have minus 90. Okay, so for me to have minus 90, or the value of sine is minus, that means I'm looking at, the first quadrant, all is positive. Second quadrant is for sine is positive. Third quadrant, that is for tangent is positive. Then fourth quadrant is for cosine. So you can see that means this is operating in the third quadrant, at least in the third quadrant, right? That is minus 270. Okay, so I have this here. So don't worry about the sine. So I have sine 90 minus, okay, sine into brackets minus 90. All right, just don't bother. So I have, we know sine 90 is actually 1, right, minus, I have sine 90 minus sine 90. So sine 90 regularly, that should be 1 as well. But remember, I have this minus sine, so I have minus 1. All right, so you can decide to switch this to sine 270. All right, so then I have, this is the minus here, then this is the minus 1. So just remove this minus from your mind so that it will not confuse you. So you know that sine 90 is actually 1, then you introduce the minus sign back, which we have here. I think that is clear. So I have minus times minus, I have plus, so that is 1 plus 1, and that is exactly 2. So let's go back to the screen to select 2. Okay, we have a confirmation right here. So option C is good to go. Number 36. On a pie chart, there are 6 sectors of which 4 angles are 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, 90 degrees, and the remaining 2 angles are in the ratio 2:1. Okay, so find the smallest angles of the remaining 2 angles. Okay, super easy again. All right, so at first, let's get the sum of these angles. All right, so out of 6, we have 4 angles provided, isn't it? So let's sum it up. We have 90 plus 60, that's actually 150, right? 150 plus this plus 30, that is 180. 180 plus 45, that is 225. Okay, this is actually 225. Remember, everything should account for 360. So I have 360 minus this. 0 minus 5, we'll borrow 1 from here. This makes 10. This makes 5. So 10 minus 5, I have 5. 5 minus 2, I have 3. 3 minus 2, I have 1. So we are now told that the 2 angles actually share this value, 2:1. So 2:1 implies that the first one, which is 2, okay, so that will be 2 plus 1, right? These are the two weights being shared. So that will be, the first one is 2, right? 2 plus 1. Then the next one will be 1 over 2 plus 1, right? Out of 3. Okay, so this pick 2 out of 3, this pick 1 out of 3. So that's actually 2 over 2 plus 1, that is 3. So 2/3 of this will be what? 3 here 1. 3 in 13, that should go 4 times, yeah, remaining 1. So 3 in 15, that is 5. So 45 times 2, that is 90 degrees. So the bigger portion of this is actually 90 degrees. So let's see the other parts. Okay, so that will be 1 over 3, right, times 135 degrees over 1. You can actually use your calculator to shorten this process. Okay, so I have 3 here 1, 3 in 13 as well, that is actually 4, remaining 1. 3 in 15, that is 5. 45 times 1, we have 45 degrees. So the smallest angle, the smaller angle right here between these two for comparison, that's actually 45 degrees. So let's go back to the question and see what is required. So we have to find the smallest angles of the remaining 2 angles. So the smallest angle there is actually 45 degrees. And to run a check, all right, you can sum up everything, you know, the 90 that we got plus the 45 plus this 30 plus this 45 plus this 60 plus this 90 should amount to 360 degrees. So the smallest angle once again is actually 45 degrees. So option C is the correct option. 37. The bar chart above shows the number of times the word a and in it, the, to appear in a paragraph in a book. Alright, so what is the ratio of the least frequent word to the most frequent word? So least frequent to most frequent. So we have to find the ratio. So at first, what is the least frequent? That should be and its frequency is 2. The most frequent, you can see the tallest chart here, that is to 12. So we have 2 ratio 12, that is 2 divided by 12, that is 1 over 6. So where do we have that value? Okay, slotted right here, option A. So option A is the right option. 38. What is the mean of the data? We have t, 2t minus 1, t minus 2, 2t minus 1, 4t, and 2t plus 2. Okay, so we have to find the mean. All right, so just sum it together, then average. Okay, so I intentionally spaced it out this way, and I did not want to add the plus sign so that we don't confuse it with letter T. Okay, but let's just do that together. So how many do we have? We have 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have 4, we have 5, we have 6. So we have 6 members, right? So let's do our summation again. So let's add up the T's. T plus 2t, that is 3t, plus another t, that is 4t, plus this t, that is 6t, plus this t, that is 10t, plus this t, that is 12t. Right. Okay. Then I have my numbers. Minus 1 plus minus 2, that is minus 3. Okay. Minus 3 plus minus 1, that is minus 4. Right? Minus 4 plus 2, that is minus 2. I repeat, minus 4 plus 2. So just think of it this way, right? You have 2 naira on you, and you've been owing 4 naira. If you pay 2 naira out of the 4 naira, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So if you pay 2 naira out of the 4 naira, 2. What do you have left? You have 2 left, but you are still owing. So that is the minus sign that you are seeing right here. Okay, I hope it's helpful. All right, so what can I do to actually simplify this? I can share this 6 to this individual. So I have 12t minus 6 minus 2 over 6. 6 here 1, 6 here 2. So I should have 2t minus 2 here 1, 2 here 3 minus 1 over 3. So 2t minus 1 over 3, or 12t minus 2 over 6 collectively. So let's see which of them, okay? So 2t minus 1 over 3, let's go together. So we have 2t minus 1 over 3. I think this is the combination. So option D should be your choice. 39. So find the median of this set of numbers. All right, so I've replicated these numbers here, all right, without the comma. All right, so finding median, okay, for ungroup data like this. So at first, you need to rearrange, okay, ascending order from the smallest to the highest, or to the biggest. Okay, so the smallest, that's 0. So I have 0, 0, right? Then I have next 1. How many 1? 1, 1. Okay, then next I have 2, right? Then I have 4. Then I have 4, then I have 4, then I have 4. Okay, median, that is the middle number, very easy. So I will count from here. How many numbers altogether? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that means I'm looking for the middle number. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the middle number. So the median is actually 2. All right, so let's go back to the screen. Yes, I have that selection. So option C should be your selection. Do not forget that you can use any of the Myschool tools to better prepare yourselves for your coming exams. All you just need to do is to first click on the link in the description below. This is going to get you to the Myschool website. Right there, you get to download the Myschool mobile app for your Android devices, or you can go for the Myschool software for your laptops, for your computers, and what have you. So join me as I solve question 40. So if x is greater than 0, find the range of number, okay, x minus 3. So we have all of this expression. All right, so take note of this. This is quite tricky. Okay, so where we have x is greater than 0, so that is anything from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But to actually have a steady range, a stable range that you can count on, you know, based on the progression or as the number ascends or the value ascends. Okay, you should start from 3, because if you start from 1 or 2, the number that signifies or represents the highest is going to fluctuate. All right, so it's recommended. I recommend that you start from 3. So from 3, 4, 5 till any figure at all. Okay, so any number at all, you should have a stable range like the highest one. So remember, range is highest minus lowest. So what will be the lowest? If I'm using 3, for instance, the highest will still be here. 4 times 3, that is 12. Okay, let's check it out with this, if it's going to come close. Remember, I'm using 3. 3 times 3, that is 9, plus 2, that is 11. So as you can see, it doesn't come close at all. It doesn't compete at all. All right, so let's say I'm even using 10. 4 times 10, that is 40. Okay, 3 times 10, that is 30, plus 2, that is 32. So you can see that. All right, so I'm going to stick with 3. So let's say we are now finding the minimum. So we've determined the maximum. So let's say we are looking for the minimum. Okay, this is having minus 3. We are taking 3 from x. So 3 minus 3, that is 0. Is there any other number that can amount to 0? No. 2 times 3, that is 6. 6 minus 2, that is 4. 3 minus 2, that is 1. So this will be our lowest. This will be our highest, on the condition that the value of x is bigger than 2. Okay, please, for stability. Okay, so that will be 4x minus x minus 3. So highest minus lowest. So let's go back to the screen to run a confirmation. So remember, range, that is highest, right, minus lowest. So the highest is 4x minus the lowest, that is x minus 3. Okay, so I have 4x minus times plus, I have minus x, minus times minus, I have plus. So 4x minus x, I have 3x plus 3. So I think based on the condition, this should be the better value to go for. So 3x plus 3, let's go back to the screen. 3x plus 3. So we have that package there, option A. So option A is good to go. Do not forget to send us your motivation by hitting that like button. Also, do not leave behind your subscribe button, and always tap on bell notification for you to get alerts immediately we upload the next video content. 41. Find the mean deviation of 2, 4, 5, and 9. Okay, so this is of course an ungrouped data. So we have 2, 4, 5, 9. Okay, so at first, let's get our mean for this. So the mean will just be 2 plus 4 plus 5. So I have 2 plus 4, that is 6, plus 5, that is 11, plus 9, that is 20. All right, 20 over how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. That is actually 5. So this is your mean. Okay, so for us to be able to work around this, so since that is your mean, so I have 2, the first one minus 5, that is actually minus 3. But if you want to put it properly, you can make it bounce to 3. Then I have the next one, that is 4 minus your mean that you've gotten. 4 minus 5, that is minus 1. If you process it, that is actually 1. Okay, so neglecting the signs, right? So I have the next one, which is 5 minus 5, that is 0, 0, that's still 0. Okay, then I have 9 minus 5, that is 4. And if you process, that is 4. So 3 plus 1, that is 4. Plus 0, that is 4. Plus 4, that is 8. Okay, so remember your mean deviation. It's actually the sum of this, which is 8, over your number. How many are they? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have 4 year 1, 4 year 2. So the mean deviation is actually 2. So let's go back to the screen together. All right, 2. Yeah, it's packaged right here. So option B should be your choice. 42. In how many ways can the letters of the word acceptance be arranged? Okay, so Arrangement, permutation, selection, combination. So remember the formula for permutation, that is actually n factorial over n minus r factorial. Okay, so but right now we have repeated letters. Okay, very easy. So at first, how many letters make up the word acceptance? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's actually 10 factorial. That's a constant. Okay, so we have repeated letters, right? So we have letter A repeated how many times? 1, 2. So that is 2 factorial. Okay, the next letter again, that's C. 1, 2, 3. That is 3 factorial right here, isn't it? Then we have another that's repeated, that's letter E. Okay, then I have 1, 2. Okay, that's another 2 factorial. So 2 factorial for repeated letter A, 2 factorial for repeated letter E, and 3 factorial for repeated letter C, rather. Okay, so that should be 10 factorial over 2 factorial, 2 factorial, 3 factorial. So option A has the right combination. So that's the correct answer. Question 43. Find the number of ways of selecting 6 out of 10 subjects for an examination. Okay, so selection, that is combination, arrangement, permutation. So for combination, we have this formula, right? That is actually n factorial over n minus r factorial, So how many subjects we have? 10 factorial over selection. We have to select 6, right? That is 10 minus 6 factorial, isn't it? Then I have 6 factorial. Okay, so what is my 10 factorial? That is 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 factorial. I stop there because so that we can have a shortcut. This 6 factorial here. Then times 10 minus 6, that is actually 4 factorial, isn't it? And 4 factorial, you know, is actually 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Okay, so 6 factorial goes 4 year 1, 4 year 2, 2 year 1, 2 year 1. Okay, so I have 3 year 1, 3 year 3. So I have 3 times 7, that is 21. 21 times 10, that is 210. So I have 210 ways to carry out that selection. So let's go back to the screen. 210 ways for the selection. So option D carries the right value. 44. The probability of picking a letter T from the word obstruction is what? So let's see. Total possible outcome, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Total outcome is actually 11, well established. Letter T, how many times? 1, 2. 2 over 11, so option B. Don't forget that our army of solution providers are waiting right there for you on the Myschool website. All you just need to do is to ask those questions by clicking on the link in the description below. This is going to get you to the Myschool website. Right there, you get to interact with them, ask your questions, get solutions, and get more enlightened. So join us as of question 45. Okay, so the result of rolling a fair die 150 times is as summarized in the table above. Okay, so we have the table. What is the probability of obtaining a 5? So at first we have to get the unknown value, which is x. So let's go to the screen, to the board, to derive x and for the solution. Okay, so we have 12 plus 18, that is actually 30 plus x. Okay, so let's add this up. 12 plus 18, 30 plus 30, 60 plus 45, that is 105, right? Plus x plus 2x, that is 3x. We are told that's 150 times, right? 150. So that means 3x equals 150 minus 105, and that is actually 45. So dividing both sides by 3, right? So that implies that x equals 15, okay? All right, so anywhere we see x, we replace it with 15. So the probability of obtaining a 5 will be the frequency of 5 you know, we have 5 and its frequency is actually 2x, right? But right now we know that x is 15, so that's actually 15, right? So that means 5 was obtained 30 times. So the probability of obtaining a 5 will now be the frequency 5, which is 30, over the total number of the times that the die was being rolled. That's 150 times. 0 cancels 0. 3 here 1, 3 here 5. So I have 1 over 5, or if you want to go for decimal, 0.2, but I don't think that is needed. Okay, so 1/5 of the time. So 1 over 5, that's the probability. So let's see if we have that reported or presented. Yes, we have a validation. Option B is good to go. So it is possible that you have better solutions or explanations you'd like to share. Please, we are so much interested. All you need to do is to simply use the comment section below, indicate the question number and the steps or explanation you'd like to share. 46. Find the value of x and y respectively if you have this presentation. So very easy. Look at this. This plus this gives you this, right? This plus this gives you this. This plus this gives you this. This plus this gives you this. Just like that. Okay. So let's try this out. So if I want to get this, what do? I subtract this, right? I'll just say 1 minus 1 gives me this. You can try it out with the others. Minus 1 minus 0, that is still minus 1. So you can see, very simple logic, no need to solve. So if I want to get x, I can just say minus 2 minus 0. Okay, I'm looking for x. So it will be minus 2 minus 1. That is actually minus 3, right? So 1 plus minus 3 will give you minus 2. Very easy. So this x is minus 3. So let's look for y. So that will be minus 3 minus 2, that is minus 5, right? Or you can say 2 minus 5 will give us minus 3. So x is minus 3, y is minus 5. So minus 3 minus 5, what would we have? We have compilation in order of x and y respectively, starting with x and ending with y. So option D is the correct option. 47. We have this. What is the value of r? So I've represented this again, right here. Okay, so it's very easy. For you to know more about matrices, okay, so kindly click on the link in the description below. It's going to get you to the Myschool website. Right there, you get to subscribe for topic by topic video lesson. Just 1,000 naira only per subject. So we've solved this particular topic well with examples, explanations, everything you're going to need. So let's do this together. So what do we do first? We multiply this by this. Okay, so I have minus 2 times p. I have minus 2p, then I have 1 times r. I have 1r or r. Do we see that? Okay, so I can pick up the next row as well. So I have 2 times p. I have 2p plus 3 times r. I have 3r. So let's go to the second column. All right, second column, first row. So I have minus 2 times q. I have minus 2q plus 1 times s. I have s. Do we see that? So then I have 2 times q. I have 2q plus 3 times x. I have 3x. Okay, so we can see this compilation. Then we have 1, 0, 0, 1. Okay, so the implication of this is just that, you see this is it here, this. Okay, so this equals to this, isn't it? So minus 2p plus r equals 1, right? Okay, then I have this and this. I have 2p plus 3r equals 0. Super easy. So I can use substitution method. Okay, let's just use substitution method. So I can say that okay, I can say p, right, minus 2p, right, equals, oh, okay, I can send 2p outside. So I will have r minus 1, right, equals 2p. I divide both sides by 2, isn't it? I get my answer. Or I can use this. Anyone you use, you should say arrive at your answer. Okay? I'm just trying to explore. So I have 2p plus 3r equals 0. So I want to make p the subject right here. So that will be 2p equals minus 3r. What do I do? Divide both sides by the coefficient of p, which is 2. So that implies that p equals minus 3 over 2r. So anywhere I see p, what do I put? Minus 3 over 2r. So we can slot it here and see what happens. Okay, so I have minus 2p, that will be minus 2 into brackets minus 3 over 2r, right? Plus, we have our r, which is still minus 3. Oh, we have our r, oh, sorry, plus r, okay? Then equals 1. All right, so you can play back this video again. All right, so that you can assimilate at your own pace. So minus times minus, we have plus, so this is cancelled. 2 here 1, 2 here 1. So I have 3r, right, plus r equals 1. So that is 3r plus r, that is 4r equals 1. Dividing both sides by 4. So I can see that the value of r is actually 1 over 4. Because if you multiply it, you should get this answer here. So r equals 1 over 4. Let's go back to the screen to confirm that. 1 over 4. Where is it packaged? So it's presented right here. So option D has the right presentation. 48. Calculate the distance between points. We have L and M. So distance between points, you just use very simple formula. Okay, so I can say this is actually, I can say d square is actually equals to x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. Or I can send, so let me just do this. Okay, I think it's easier this way. x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. Okay, so let's x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so we have this square is actually equals to, I know right here you can say d equals the square root of this. You see the same thing. Okay, so I have x2, that is minus 3, right? Minus, what is x1? That is minus 1. Oh, sorry. Okay, or squared plus y2, that is actually minus 5 minus y1, that is minus 6. So I have square, right? So I have this square is actually equals to minus times minus, that is plus. So minus 3 plus 1, that is actually minus 2. Okay, so right here I have minus times minus, I have plus, right? That is plus 6. Minus 5 plus 6, that is actually 1. Okay, so that means I have this square equals 2 minus 2 raised to power 2, that is plus 4. Minus 2 raised to power 2 means minus 2 times minus 2. Minus times minus, that is plus 2 times 2, that is 4, right? Plus 1 raised to power 2, that is actually 1 times 1, and that is still 1. You see that? So I have d square equals 4 plus 1, that is 5. That is d equals square root of 5. Okay, so we have this square root of 5. Let's go back to the screen to secure the square root of 5 or root 5. Option A. 49. A student sitting on a tower 68 meters high observes his principal's car at the angle of depression of 20 degrees. So how far is the car from the bottom of the tower through the nearest meter? So we see some specifications there to the nearest meter. Okay, so we are told the boy sits. Okay, he's sitting on the tower 68 meters high. So this is the height of the tower. Height, right, of the tower. So let's say the boy is right here. Okay, I have this. Then we are told that he's looking at the principal's car, okay, at an angle of depression, right, 20 degrees. So we can see this. This is the angle, isn't it? Angle of depression, angle of elevation. So this is his line of sight. Right. Okay, so if here is 20, here too will be 20 degrees. All right, then this is 90, of course. So we are now asked to find how far is the car. The car is right here. How far is the car from the bottom of the tower? So we are looking for here to here. So this is our opposite as well, isn't it? Right, this is our hypotenuse. Sorry, hypotenuse. Then this should be our adjacent. So based on the provision that we have, you can see we have opposites, then we also have, okay, then we have the angle. So standing for the opposite. So the best we can do here is to actually use tan, right? So tan theta, right, equals opposite, right, over the adjacent. Or you can say tan here, theta equals the height over the length. Here is the length, isn't it? Or the distance, the horizontal distance, you can see this. Still the same thing. So we have tan 20, right, equals the opposite. Okay, what do we have our value of opposite? That's 68 over the adjacent, which is x. So if I cross multiply, I should have x times tan 20. Okay, I change from cap to small letter equals 68. What do? I divide both sides by tan 20. So that should be x equals 68 divided by tan 20 should give me something around 187.82 thereabout. But I think I can bring it to the nearest meter. So that should be 187. Yes, 187. Yes, that should be 187. Then meters, the unit, please. So from here to here, it's actually 187. Principal's car to the bottom of the tower. So we have 187. So let's go back to the screen. Okay, so you should be very careful. We are told to the nearest meters. Okay, so don't fall for 186, although it was around 186 point something, but this is the best, 187. All right, if you try to round up. So D should be your option. We've come to the end of this video lesson, but you know that we have more content to come. What you just need to do, always hit that like button. Also, do not forget your subscription button and always tap on bell notification for you to get informed immediately we upload the next videos just for you.